Well, here we are in North Orsby on the Lincolnshire Wolds Railway. It's the Easter weekend. Today is Saturday, and this is a 3-day event. And this is the first train of the day coming down the track right now. It's not moving very fast because I believe they've got some work to do on the track, so they said it can only go about 20 miles an hour today, or over the weekend, until they get the problem sorted out. There's 3 guest engines working on here today, plus one that belongs to the railway, and they'll be here all the 3 days. This one that's coming in now is called Birkenhead Class 04. I'm not sure where it came from. There's a little bit of wind about, and you may hear some cars behind me going over the crossing. But I can't help that, can I? So this is Birkenhead. So what's going to happen now is that these engines are going to be switched over. That one's staying at this end, and they'll put another one on the back end of this one on its way back to Ludborough, where I've just arrived to watch it come in. I travelled by car to get here before that train did. It only stops up there for about 10 minutes. The fields round here are all laden with the oilseed rape. Lovely fluffy cloud in the sky there. And a big crowd of people on the platform waiting for that train to come in. It's not a very wide platform, and when you get a train load of people getting it off and then not trying to get on, it's a bit difficult to move along. Anyway, the gates are opening, so that means the train's coming. And here it comes. So we've got full stow on this end. This is the engine that belongs to the railway. Quite a few people aboard on this one. In fact, when I got there and saw this coming in, I was very surprised to see an engine on the other end, which I hadn't seen before. And here it comes, it's called Courageous. Bagnall 2680. So while it's in the station and people are getting aboard and people are getting off, Folkestone, which is at the other end, will be taken off, and another engine will replace it at the end. This is what they were doing all day long. That blue engine, it belongs to some members of the railway who have bought it between them, and they're going to do it up. So Folkestone's away here. Yes, it looks a nice engine. That one is done up. Quite a big one, isn't it? Now, here comes the engine that's going to replace Folkestone. This is the one everybody's come to see. It's called BT. Well, it ain't got a name, but it's a BT 30585 from the Buckingham Railway. And I think it's going to be back for the September 40s weekend. It was built in 1874. It's probably the oldest engine in Britain. This nice shiny coach, which has been repainted, is the restaurant coach on the station. So here we are, waiting for it to pull out of Ludborough to go back to North Thoresby. Plenty of steam and smoke about, isn't there? So there you go on the end of that. BT 30585. So I shot off to North Thoresby again, and this is another run, and Folkestone's bringing this in. And the sun's shining at North Thoresby. And on the other end is Birkenhead, and that will be taken off and replaced by BT to take it back to Ludborough. So every time the trains come in and out, they change them over. So there's BT just being connected to the end of, well, to the front of the train now. You can't get a really good view of it because it doesn't actually get into the station. So off it goes to Ludborough, but it will be stopping when it gets past all those things. Can you see that chap climbing in that engine? That's Birkenhead, and that's going to be attached to the end of this one. So this one will stop when it gets past all them sidings there. And Fulstow, which came in with it, that will eventually, when this train gets out of the way, will go into the sidings where Birkenhead is at the moment, ready for the next changeover on the next train. And so it goes on throughout the day, changing and swapping about. So there's Birkenhead, it's coming out there, it's going to reverse and go onto that train. So people might think it's boring sat there waiting, but it isn't, because something happens when that train is stationary, waiting for the engines to be changed over. So I'm on the next one, and you'll see what happens when the train stops. So we have to go past all these sidings here, all the work wagons, ballast. I expect to keep all the tools and stuff in these wagons. And as I said, Fulstow stayed down here, and there it is. And that's the one that's going on the end of this train that I'm on. I think it's just under 2 miles to Rudra. Anyway, we're going to stop here, and this is what happens when the train stops. There's the Easter Bunny, and she's going to give the children some Easter eggs and some little toys, animals, and this is what happens while we're stationary.
Go on then.
French-Canadian guy on one side.
Hey, ready? Now you've all got your animals. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a leopard, E-I-E-I-O.
With a leopard here and a leopard there. Here a leopard, there a leopard, everywhere a leopard.
Oh, your turn.
E-I-E-I-O.
And on that farm he had a cow.
E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Oh, MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Well, that seems to be going down well. We're travelling now, we're on the move, and I'll be back in a minute to see the end of that.
Don't you?
So this is how it's finished up.
Through the carriage now. Have you got your animals ready? I'm first. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a leopard. Leopard here, a leopard there. Moo-moo here, moo-moo there. This here. Right here, and right there. And a hop here, a hop there. Here and a right there. Here and a there.
Yes, yes, it went down very well. Well done. So we're carrying on into Ludborough. Seems a lot further when you're going at this speed. At least you feel like you've had a good ride on the train. See that chap standing there in the sidings? They giving out, well, you got to buy them, a day pass for line-side photography. There's quite a few people walking about in their jackets over the weekend, taking pictures alongside the track. Not allowed to do that normally. There's the toilet block that was built. Because this side of the station was for, in the old days, going out of Ludborough. Behind that house and these carriages and stuff, there's some purpose-built railway wagons for holiday accommodation. You can hire them. They don't belong to the railway, but anybody who wants to spend a holiday near the railway can hire them. They look like railway wagons, but they're living accommodation. So what's happening here is another engine has been attached to this one that's already on here. So when it goes back, there'll be two engines at the back and one at the front. So that's Courageous and Birkenhead at the end. We've got some strange flashing came on there. I don't know what it is. It's electrical interference or something, but I don't know what caused that. So we've got full stone on the front. Courageous and Birkenhead at the end of it, on the way back. So there thought to be some more flashing there. No idea what caused that. But I forgot to mention though that this is now Sunday, and a friend of mine's come from the Retford area to spend the day with me on the railway. I came on Saturday because we thought it was going to be raining on Sunday and he wouldn't have come. But as it turned out, it was okay. So he came, so I came back again. There's the double header coming back now. Nearly every train was packed with people. It was really good. And now we're back at North Orsby and Birkenhead's coming in. Just like it did at the start of this film. And at this time I've got my friend Hugh with me. People came from all over the country to see this event. There's Hugh. First time he's been to this railway when it's been running. There's the engine swapping about on the other end again. So, back at Ludborough for our last shots. Does he know what he's doing? That's the shot he's looking at through his camera. Waiting for the departure of that train. I think that the courageous Bagnall 2680, which is on the front of there, I think it came from the Ribble Steam Railway. So off he goes to North Osborne once again. So it's about 3:30ish in the afternoon, and there's about another couple of runs to do before it closes for the day.
You better go and have one.
Hugh's lining up some more shots. That big building on the left is where they do the coaches. Put them in there and respray them and everything and doing the dry. So just time to see this engine train coming back from North Osborne. So there's Birkenhead. And on the other end should be Beatty. Yes, it is, yes. More people arriving on the platform. So I hope you enjoyed our couple of days filming at the WOLDS Railway.